Hey guys! So, I know I just uploaded a couple weeks ago, and it's kind of weird for me to be uploading twice in the same month. I know it's wild. But anyways, so I've had the idea to do this video for a really, really long time. But now that I have more, poems, like, in my artillery, I guess? I don't know if that's the right word. I finally feel, like, comfortable enough to do it. So, basically, last week I went to a camp where you take, like, 3 classes, like compressed college classes, and one of the ones that I took was about writing poetry. And so I wrote a ton of poems there. The camp's called Satori. It happens in like Cheney every year. It's awesome. You should go. So yeah, I'm gonna read a couple poems that I wrote at Satori. I'm gonna read a couple that already existed, but most of this video is gonna be focused on my old nasty poetry. So let's go. So right now I have my Chromebook right here. See all my stickers on there, and right now I'm pulling up kind of like this mass Google Doc I have with all of the poems I wrote at Satori in it. So yeah, I have like 12 or something like that. I have a lot, and these were just ones that I wrote over the course of the week. I've gone back and edited a couple of them. But yeah, so these are some of the most personal ones I've ever written, and also, you know, the most recent. And they all kind of have a common theme of, like, they're really abstract, I guess. And none of them are super edgy, because we can go back pretty far to when I was really, really edgy. I was like I had the whole, like, tortured artist kind of aesthetic in my poems, you know. But before I get to these, I want to start off with, well, okay, you know what, I'm going to save it for the end, but the best poem I ever wrote, and I still believe to this day, even though I wrote it a whole year, like a whole 2 years ago, that it still is the best poem I've ever written. And it is, I can't even remember what it's called, but I have it memorized, and it's so good, but, like, you know. So anyways, we're going to start off with one that I actually did not write for the poetry class, but I wrote during a blackout that we had, because, like, the power went out for 4 hours. It was wild, and it is called Sweden. So let's go. Sweden by me. Can you feel the cozy forested chill even in summer's heat? We both know it isn't real, that the game cannot be beat. Neath the starry frozen sky, something sublimates in the night. Not a heart nor a storm, the clouds carry away a life. You can't sleep now, for someone is near. Dog howling, tree falling, no one would hear. Undead through the glass, burn in time with the sun. Time flies fast when you're having fun. So there's kind of a lot to unpack in this one, and there's, like, that's a common theme with most of the poems I've written. There's just so many references and inspiration all shoved into one thing that I don't really know where to start when, like, explaining it. So it sounds so, like, poetic, but I literally wrote it because of PewDiePie's Minecraft series, because when I was at that camp, you're not allowed to have your phone or anything. So I spent the whole time being like, man, I am missing out on so many episodes of PewDiePie playing Minecraft, and I was so sad about it, but nothing bad happened in the series when I got back, so it's okay. But anyways, yeah, it's called Sweden because, you know, self-explanatory. Minecraft. Anyways, yeah, and then, like, there's little references thrown in there, like, time flies fast when you're having fun. I stole that from Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. And then, the lines, dog howling, tree falling, no one would hear. I stole the tree falling, no one would hear from this really great album called Hawaii Part 2. And if you have not listened to it, please go do that. It's not really, like, typical music, but it's so abstract and I love it. And there's a song called Murders that has the line tree falling, no one would hear. So anyways, yeah, that's Sweden. So yeah, let's move on. So I'm only going to read a couple more from this Google Doc because there's so much more, and I really want to get to some of the old stuff because that is the good stuff and not in the good way. But anyways, so this next one is called Spiderwort, and it sounds kind of edgy, but I named it Spiderwort because at the first house I ever lived at, we had this little, like, potted plant kind of, like, hanging on the side of the house, and it had spiderwort flowers in it. And if you don't know what spiderwort flowers are, they're like these little tiny purple flowers, and they're super cute. Anyways, yeah, Spiderwort. By the way, this one is really, really personal to me, so there's not gonna be much analysis going on, but anyways, yeah, here we go. And to say I would say goodbye, flowers and bricks would fade away. 3 times home and 1 away, wouldn't the number be less lucky? Visit and never return, that's the corner of how you can someday remember. For what we know, so tearfully so, is what we hold the sweetest and fondest. Of the in and the out and the upside down, in dead leaves I became what I lost to the house. Time blooms purple beneath my fingers and between my eyes, bright once the blindfold of youth is pulled down. We stand and are afraid, yet we are brave behind picket fences, yet we forget the shade around us until the sun shuts off for good. So yeah, that's Spiderwort. Really the only references or anything like that in here, reference, not plural, is in dead leaves I became what I lost to the house, because there was this one day back when I was in 6th grade. It was November. I'm pretty sure it was November. And it was a Saturday. Either a Saturday or a Sunday. I honestly can't remember. But I was like really nostalgic for some reason of the house that, you know, had the Spiderwort flowers, because that was like where I spent most of my childhood until like 2012. So, you know, and I'm pretty sure the reason why that whole nostalgia started happening was because I listened to Blue Lips by Regina Spektor for the first time. And that same day was the exact day I got into Homestuck. And there's this iconic Homestuck animation, which is of like Equius and Nepeta, and it makes no sense if you haven't read Homestuck, but you know. And Blue Lips played in the background, and I was like, man, it's such a pretty song. So I listened to it, and I kept listening to it, and it made me so sad because something about it reminded me of that house. So there you go. And I'm really proud of that last stanza. We stand and are afraid, yet we are brave behind picket fences, yet we forget the shade around us until the sun shuts off for good. I don't know. I'm just really proud of that. So anyways, I'm going to read one more from this Google Doc, and then we're going to move on. So I decided to read 2 instead of 1 because they're really, really short. And I wanted to kind of like take a break from like my personal life, I guess, even though the first one still has to do with it. Oh my god. Okay. So the first one that I'm going to read is called Capital, and the second one is called Betsy, and they both have to do with like American history because that's just how I roll. So here is Capital. Curious and irksome and reckless, but we wander in the dark and smile from sea to shining sea, and that's literally it. That's it. It's so short, but it is about the time I went to Washington, D.C. for a school trip, and it's so good. It was like the best week of my life. There's really not much to say about it, but other than that, I enjoy writing longer poems, but it's not really that big of a deal. So okay, so Betsy. In the armed American side, April militiamen fought their rebels' war under a fiery sky. A rose for independence, a violet for the atrocities, a daisy for after. Underneath, a woman sewed that very same sky. So obviously it's about Betsy Ross because the media is freaking out about her right now, and I just wanted to like take a step back and kind of just be nice to her without giving my own opinion on the matter, because there's this whole thing with like a shoe, and Colin Kaepernick started screaming, and because it was like the Betsy Ross flag, and I guess that's racist, but who knows, I'm not gonna get too political. But yeah, the only thing that I really have to talk about in here is a rose for independence, a violet for the atrocities, a daisy for after, because roses are red, violets are blue, daisies are white. Screw you. I don't know. Okay, so, my eyebrow's doing something weird. Anyways, so I'm scrolling through my school Google Docs account because I have 2, my school one and my not school one, and I'm just going into the first poems I can find. This one is untitled, from what I can, oh my god, it's so old. Okay, so this poem, the last time I edited it was December 15th, 2017. Oh my god. Okay. Anyways, no title, I don't know, but I get a vague idea of what it's about, so here we go. Bear with me, because this is super old and cringy. I never told her that I loved you, but she still silently resigned. I asked her if you still cared. She said she didn't know this time. I cried and hurt and loved and bled. I swore I'd never go back to, but here I am once again falling in love with you. I don't know what that's about. Like, I don't remember writing this. I remember writing it, but I don't remember writing it, if you know what I mean. I can only assume that it was about one of two people I had like this super wild crush on back in 7th grade. I think it's about the second one, but that's a story for another time. So yeah, I don't really know what happened there, but that's just a little taste of what my poetry was like back in the day, and you're gonna get to hear more of that, trust me. Okay, so I found a couple that I don't remember. We have Narrative, Europe's Vampire and America's Blood, and The Witch of Blood. I talked a lot about blood back in the day. But I think I'm going to go with The Witch of Blood, and I'll explain that whole thing in a second because it ties back in with Homestuck. I was a Homestuck freak back in 2017. So yeah, here we go. Let's see. Oh my god, and I did like this weird formatting thing. Okay, I don't know if you can see it, but I wrote it like that. That is really niche of me. Wow, I was so quirky. Anyways, yeah, last edit was on December 12th, 2017, so just a couple days before the Untitled one. And this one is old, and I remember this one being really, really edgy, so brace yourselves, not bury yourselves, I don't know. I can't talk today, I'm sorry guys. But anyways, yeah, The Witch of Blood. Let's go. Poem review! Okay, The Witch of Blood. Okay, we'll see what happens with this. Look at her in the frame of darkness. Maybe she's thinking or dreaming or speaking to me, but I can't seem to hear or see her in the slightest, but our meeting was meant to be. I am the poor doomed knight of hope. Oh my god! I'm sorry. Okay, I'll keep going. I am the poor doomed knight of hope. Where have I fallen this time? My head was removed and my heart fell with it. I appear to have crossed the line. There is a scar on my neck from where the blade hit as it took my princess down with it. As I walk down the hall with a candle in hand, I trip and fall, but I am able to stand. Witch stands before me in all of her glory. Extending her arm, she says, "Come with me, knight of hope. You are in hell. Your soul has been revoked. Am I here for a reason? I died for true love. Is suicide considered a sin?" As we pass a mirror, I am caught off guard by two milky white eyes, and the witch, she whispers, "They're yours." I sob, but no tears are shed. I am in hell, I'm cold within. The witch holds my hands, for her eyes are the same, but I can't withstand this horrible pain. I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep it together. This is so bad. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. The slice of the blade replays again and again. The Witch of Blood consoles me. I am in shooting pain as she explains how she was murdered and how her end came. Her mother strangled her to death. Oh my god. Okay, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be laughing at this. Her mother strangled her to death when the poor witch was only 14. She reveals her bruises a band around her neck, bruises that do not prove she is useless. As we walk together under the cover of the night, I see that this castle has no roof, only sky. Two doomed heroes in hell walk through the maze, taking their time. The sounds of the night engulf my ears, the devil speaking in quiet rhymes. The witch stops me and she says, "Thank you for walking with me tonight. You're the only hero that's ever graced my sight. Although it's quite gory, the only twist in our story is that I'm the rightful heir to your lover's throne. But I'm so confused, I thought the princess lived alone." The Witch of Blood continues, a smile in her voice. "She is my beloved sister, you see, but she did not care for me. In our final living days, I heard my sister proclaiming her praise. She said, 'My loyal, loving, faithful knight, the one that's so far away, too far to be mine. Bring her to me, and I will spare my sister's life.' She wanted to kill me, that was for sure. But my mother didn't want my sister to be the criminal in our family's secret lore. So under the cover of night, like we are tonight, my mother strangled me as I slept. It is how it is, I see nothing wrong. If my sister loves the night, then so be it. Wait, you've made a mistake. The princess should be killed, not you. The night closes in. Soon it will be morning. I can already see the vultures soaring. Oh no, I have fallen, not into the guillotine basket, but in love once again." You've known her for like 5 minutes. Calm down. Poor doomed knight of hope, how foolish to fall in love. As the sun begins to rise, the witch opens her eyes, and in a hopeful voice she sings, "You are the loyal knight of hope. I tricked you, but I did not lie. We are in heaven where we belong. Hell is where my sister lies. So please just stay here with me. From now on, you are heavenly royalty. Knight of hope, will you be mine? You're not just a distraction to pass the time." The moon hangs in the sky for a lingering second as I agree, expressing my love. Poor doomed heroes of hope, waltzing through heaven in 3/4 time, destroying the legacy as the witch finally says, "We're together now, you'll be fine." Woo, that was a wild ride. That was one of the longer ones I've ever written, because we had to write like a mock epic or something in 7th grade for an assignment. And yeah, it's a little yikes, but there was a prequel to The Witch of Blood called The Knight of Hope. And you can just tell from the titles, those are Homestuck titles, because, you know, You know, Prince of Hope. I'm gonna stop right now. Okay. So basically, we had to write a mock epic in 7th grade. And I wrote one called The Prince of Hope. No, The Knight of Hope, because I took the Homestuck class spec test and I got the Knight of Hope. And I was like super obsessed with Eridan at the time, and it was like wild. And I made like a whole story based off of myself and my friends, and it's so bad. Okay, so I guess I have to read that one now. But yeah, I do not like The Witch of Blood. The first one was great. It's like it's like there's a movie and then they make a sequel and the sequel sucks and it ruins the whole series for you forever. Exactly. That's exactly what happened here. I'm really disappointed in myself because I'm trying to find the Knight of Hope right now. Because the Knight of Hope was like not that bad. But then hold on a second. Okay, so I found the Knight of Hope. This one is kind of long as well. It's pretty long, but it's not too bad. It's like the same length as the other one. But anyways, yeah, the Knight of Hope, the prequel to The Witch of Blood. Let's go. Poor doomed Knight of Hope walks through the halls in 3/4 time, a hero with a flowing cape, accused of a horrible war crime. Her heart still beats, her legs still walk, but what happened to this renegade's facade? Under this hopeful hero's skin, under her hair, her clothes, and shoes that haven't broken in, under her muscles and organs and engraved in her bones, a horrid memory written in a secret code. She's been shot in the heart where she's weak. Her colorful thoughts have fallen helpless and bleak. Regardless of her persistent "I'm fine," all the people simply reply, "The Knight of Hope, the one and only. It's not our fault that she's so lonely. She brought all of this upon herself. The poor hopeless hero seems to be dying slowly. Why isn't she happy? She's creative and smart, but then again, everyone says that one's true sadness is art." Our hero repeats again and again the day she decided to let them in. Feelings exchanged, hearts cracked open, but the poor Knight of Hope was left helpless but not broken. She kept trying and persisting some more. Doing this in the name of love was not a chore. "I'm fine," she says. "I'll be back soon." The poor hopeless hero is about to meet her doom. Her friends were shocked at her sudden change of heart. The knight is devoted and stubborn and sure from the start. Yet she'd do it again and again and one more time. For the person she loved, she decided it's showtime. She went out on a mission with her three closest friends, the witch, the mage, and the maid, who she'll trust to the end. Searching and scanning through letters and words. Oh my god, that Hamilton reference. The Knight of Hope's heart was beginning to hurt. After 3 days of hiding her feelings away, our hero's only loyalties began to decay. Her trusting friends left, her time running out, but our knight's heart was saved by a shout. "Tell her the time is perfect, the night will be mine. Bring me the hero that walks in 3/4 time." The princess saved the night, oh such irony. Clad in light yellow, a night sky shone, finally sunny. The knight and the princess, a pair against the world, they danced and they sang. But little did she know the hopeless hero was to fall into a hole down below. The princess was too far, the hero was stuck, a girl in light yellow buried in this rut. "I'm sorry to say this, we can just be friends. I don't love you anymore, my knight, this is the end." The princess abandoned her, and sadly but truly, she was right yet again. There's nothing for her dear knight to defend. The hero then fled to her prison in the trees. "No one can see what she's done to me." So the knight lost hope. She was simply done. Our brave loyal knight was on her last run. She leaned over the basket as the audience watched. She committed her crimes. Her wars had been lost. She admitted her crimes. The wars had been lost. Oh, that's where I am. Okay. The bells started to chime. The blade on the guillotine fell. That was... What? This woman just interrupted me.
Sorry.
This is illegal. I was in the middle of an edgy poem I wrote in 7th grade.
Oh.
And you interrupted me.
Is this for YouTube?
Yes.
Oh.
Say hi.
Hi.
This is Jen.
Hi.
If you don't know her.
Sorry to interrupt.
Okay, bye.
All right. Food's almost ready.
Cool. Close the door on your way out. Okay, so anyways, yeah. I pretty much read the whole thing. Basically, the Knight of Hope, she was like in love with the princess or whatever, and she went with her friends to go find the princess, and then they like fell in love, and then the princess was like, "Ha, screw you." And then so basically the knight like admitted to the crimes she committed so she would be beheaded pretty much. I don't know, it makes no sense, but that was based off of like my life. So yeah, good times. So this is the last one I'm gonna read off of sorry about that. The last one I'm gonna read off of Google Docs, because I have a lot more that are on paper, and those of the deeper ones. Like, they're edgy, and it's okay for me to make fun of them because I wrote them, but they mean a lot more to me because of the place I was in when I wrote them. So anyways, yes, this one is called The Sword and the Pen. I didn't write it for school or anything, I just, So yeah, The Sword and the Pen. The title was totally stolen from a Regina Spektor song, but anyways, yeah. She is a shining blade that can cut through flesh and bone, a danger under beauty's disguise. Her serpentine stare cuts deep in my heart, though I have never been able to see it on my own. I am a tool of poetry and prose, of anything human or anything false. I am like a garden that never grows. Words emerge from my very soul that get caught in my mouth, and I cannot tell you of how the sword killed the pen, and that was the end, though the sword and the pen were the closest of friends. Yeah, that's just kind of... I don't remember the meaning behind this, like I know who I wrote it about, but I'm not going to say that because I write a ton of poems about this person and it would just be weird. So, yeah. Let's go to my notebook of depression. Hey guys, this is me of the future, so I'm coming to, kind of like jumping in right here to tell you that this is the end of part 1, because this video ended up being like 40 minutes. So if you want to hear about the notebook of depression, and all the joys and horrors that come with it, please go to part 2 if it's up, and if it's not, just wait for it to go up because it'll be up soon. So anyways, yeah, I love you guys, and I'll see you on the flip side in part 2.